I'm going to open up the floor to questions in just a second. I just wanted to say one thing before I do that. Now, I don't know, it appears that there is not a microphone for all of you folks. It turns out that there is. It's a microphone attached to a human. It's a human microphone, everybody. I wanted to just give the tiniest little bit of advice just based on my experience as a creative person, as an actor, as a writer, and as a producer. One of the things that I learned a million years ago, before a lot of you were born, is when I was a teenager, and we used pagers, is that when you are doing something creative, as long as you are entertaining yourself, and you're making something that you feel good about, it's gonna find an audience. Joel Hodgson, who created Mystery Science Theater 3000, which really informed a lot of my comedic sensibilities, said, you don't say everyone's gonna get this, you say the right people are gonna get this. And for just by a show of hands, how many of you have YouTube channels so a lot of you. So you're making videos and you're doing things and you're engaging with your audience and you're being creative. I would encourage you to focus not on what does a person on the internet like. I would encourage you instead to focus on what is fun and rewarding for me, and stay with that. Don't try to chase what you think other people are going to like, because you'll always be behind them and you will never be satisfying yourself. And long after they've turned out the lights on the internet, you've got to be okay with yourself. So that's my dad advice to all of you guys. Let's go ahead and take questions. Why don't you take the microphone to this young lady in the front row?
Hi. That's so crazy, I'm so close up here.
What's your name?
My name's Randy. And my question is for everyone. What is something that you are personally dissatisfied with about your channel? Not necessarily anything that your audience has to say about it, but something that you personally want to work on?
My channel is perfect.
Yeah, we're
I think it's just again, it's just about maybe I don't really realize kind of what's wrong with my channel at the time, but looking back, I'm like, holy fruit. Yeah, I think it's just about kind of growing over time and figuring it out as you go.
This young gentleman with the fabulous glasses.
Hi, my question was, growing up on YouTube, obviously we're young, we make mistakes, and our opinions change. Was there ever anything that you said in a video or maybe tweeted or something that you kind of looked at as a mistake, and how did you handle that and grow from it, that sort of situation?
Well, I asked Justin Bieber to duet with me when I was 13 on Good Morning America, and that was a little bit of a mistake because...
It was a mistake because he's not worthy of doing a duet with you as a douchebag.
Thank you. It's just really embarrassing, to be honest, just because I didn't know. It was something someone asked me to say. It's good for ratings, and I did it. And I still get crap about it. But hey, you Justin Bieber fans, you're awesome. You are really dedicated. So that's great. That's great. But yeah, anyone else?
I can't say the thing that I said on Twitter because it involves a lot of bad words. But I did get a big lecture from my network about it. Let's go over here. You choose someone over here. Well, you're rather enthusiastic and arm-wavy.
Okay. Thank you. Very excited to learn from all of your wisdom. I have a question for Wil Wheaton. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay. I grew up watching you on Next Generation, and I think you're awesome and I love you. I have a question about playing yourself on The Big Bang Theory.
Okay.
How much of it is just like an exaggerated version of yourself? How much do they just completely make up? Because I know you started out like really evil on that. I hope you're not that evil. You don't seem that evil. It's just like...
I want you to continue to believe that.
Yeah, I just wonder like how much of it do you have a say in? How much do they make up for you? And what is it like?
It's like Lucas was talking about playing a character, right? And like being a character. It's always easy to put on the mask of a character and let that character do things. I've been doing that show for 5 years now, and it was only in the last season that I finally got comfortable playing like wearing the mask of that Wil Wheaton. And I've just finally just had to get over a lot of my own inherent sense of I don't deserve this and I'm not good enough for this, and they're going to figure it out someday. If any of you have seen the original Carrie that was made in the 70s, Carrie's mom lives in my head and screams at me all the time that they're all going to laugh at me. So it did take me a long time to grow accustomed to that, and now I'm actually having quite a good time with it. Yes, Tessa, did you have a question?
Hello, everyone. I still kind of think of Beverly Crusher as your mom. It's kind of sweet, and I'm thinking about her on the Enterprise and thinking, oh, this little animal.
I call Gates McFadden my space mom. And I'm real close with everybody from the cast of Next Generation. We're all still friends. And she calls me her space son, and she and my wife are pretty close. And she calls my wife and her space daughter-in-law.
That's so sweet. Thank you for telling me
Pretty
that.
awesome. Yes, young lady. Hello.
I'm Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
All of you guys. So I have a question for Lucas. What was it like going from vlogging to going to making movies? What was that transition like for you? Was it hard?
It was really scary at first. I mean, it always been my dream to, I was really young when I first started doing YouTube, and it was always my dream to be like on Disney or Nickelodeon or something. So I got to do that with the Fred character. So it was living a dream of mine that I had since I was really young, so that was really cool. But yeah, it was really intimidating going from making videos by yourself with a camera, like you can say jokes that aren't funny and no one doesn't laugh, just don't put them in the video. And then going to a crew and then being like, improv, do what you do in the videos. And then I improv for 5 minutes and I use 30 seconds and the rest is useless. Kind of awkward at first. But it was fun. I think it was a good experience.
Was it sort of I don't know the word I'm looking for, which is a really important part of this question. The difference between I'm making these videos, I'm producing and editing these videos, I am the boss here. The difference between that and now I'm working for somebody. And I'm not just accountable to me, now I'm accountable to the structure of that. How long did it take to adapt to that? And did you feel that you could actually adapt to that?
I think that was probably the biggest mistake I made in my YouTube career. Is probably when I started working at Nickelodeon. The Fred videos were kind of, they were for kids, but they had a bit of an edge to them. Like there was an alcoholic mom and that sort of thing. And when I went to Nickelodeon, they wanted to cut all of that stuff out. And then when I was promoting the movie, I remember people would ask me questions about the more subversive side of Fred, and I wasn't allowed to comment on it or any of that. But I think, I remember I uploaded a Fred video once I signed Nickelodeon and they made me take it down because I talked about herpes or something. I don't know, it was really mature.
Well, if you don't talk about herpes, then herpes don't exist. That's sex education works in America. If we would, right here in the front, pick one of these three people in the front. Go, choose.
Hi, my name's Michael. So I'm curious, it's kind of a personal level. What has it been like when people in your life, whether friends, family, co-workers, find out about your success on YouTube? I make videos occasionally, and I'm terrified when I first slipped and told my co-workers that I have a YouTube channel. And I'd be curious, Will, to hear how their experience contrasts with yours when you were a child star.
I personally, when I first started making YouTube videos, I hid it from all my friends because it was before YouTube right now is kind of normal, but back then I was too embarrassed to be I make videos of myself and post them online for people to watch that don't know.
You know what's interesting to me is I was talking to some people at work this week about coming to do this, and I could see the difference between people who understand the world today and people who think it's still 1997. Because I was like, yeah, there's going to be tens of thousands of people at Vidcon, and some of those sort of people that are stuck in old media went, why? I mean, the incredibly condescending attitude of, it's just YouTube. And I was like, it's just YouTube is taking your job away, network dude. Like get used to it. So I never felt like I had to hide all that stuff, but trying to convince people who have like a vested interest in keeping their corner office on the 47th floor of a building, trying to help them understand the fights I had to go through with my network to get them to let me put material I created on my YouTube channel to promote my show was ridiculous. And it's because, so I feel like a lot of us that do it, I feel like we are in a number of ways, we're still subversive. Because there's these companies that understand what we do, and there are companies who think that we're not a threat, until we're cleaning out their offices because we've moved in. Let's go. There's a woman in the back in a purple shirt, and she's standing up, and now she's waving her hand. And I want you to go down there and take her the microphone. Is what? Microphone. Person with a microphone. I feel like we should write a song. You guys are musical. We need to write a song for the microphone girl. Get right on. Microphone girl, walking down the aisle with a microphone. And what is your question, madam?
Hi, my name is Emily. I have a question. You guys were talking about earlier how you need to be satisfied with what you created and not with other people. So, do you guys have any advice for a person who's like just starting out and are getting a lot of hate? Do you have any advice to try and handle that?
I have great advice if you're just starting out. Embrace how terrible you're going to be for a year.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone was. Don't compare what you're making now to someone who's been creating content for 7 years or 14 years or 20 years or even 5 years. Everyone goes through this super, super uncomfortable, awkward phase, and there's a great quote from an artist, I'm not going to remember his name, who said something like, when you start, if you're an artist, you have the gift of taste, you know what's good and what's not good, and you realize that what you're making is not very good.
It's Ira Glass.
Good call.
Yeah, it's a wonderful quote. I would also encourage you to keep this in mind. When you make a thing and you take a creative risk and you allow yourself to be emotionally and artistically vulnerable, and someone is Haiti about it, okay? Not Haiti the country, Haiti EY. And someone is Haiti about it. You made a thing, they made a comment. And just keep that in perspective. All right, I believe that we have time for one, possibly two more questions. We have time for one more question. So you're waving your hands around a lot and you're in the front row, so go.
Okay, I love you all, but with Trevor, my question is for Trevor. Can you talk about your X Factor days, please?
X Factor days? Nice. Alright. So, I'm gonna try not to get sued here. I'm just kidding. X Factor was great. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but like, I passed out backstage before I sang Sexy and I Know It. It's weird, but it was great. It was definitely a great push in my music project, and I mean the show is just, everything's so different. Like, it doesn't look like how it looks like on TV. I mean, when I was on the floor, passed out, they like told my mom, they're like, okay, now look more concerned, please. But
you're not concerned enough that your child is passed out before going on national television.
Okay, that's not a problem.
Concern it up a little bit. No, that's too concerned. Bring it back. Don't worry. When you hit the right level, we'll let you see your son.
Yeah, but totally no. It was so great meeting Britney Spears and Demi and Simon, LA. But I mean, it was definitely great. I mean, Yeah, it's a great push to the career. It was fun. Great push.
Well, listen, we are out of time, which I know is disappointing at least one of you based on the look on your face. So, everybody, I just want to say thank you to everyone on the panel.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you all. Don't rush the stage because they've got to get off. They've got other places to go. Don't forget to be awesome and play more games.
My Sunday on iTunes.